Hello Virgo, kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel. So yes, this is for you Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus sign, whichever one you Virgo falls under for you. So this is for September 2021, and this is going to, this is being recorded. I'm recording this tonight on, on Thursday, the 2nd of September. So yes, I'm a little bit behind, but hey, stuff happens, and I guess you're going to understand the message anyway. So I just want to quickly remind everybody that this is not going to resonate for everyone. So just take what does resonate and it makes sense for you, and leave the rest. So also I encourage checking out what your other signs are saying for you, because it could, if it, especially if it, either way, but I mean, especially if this isn't really resonating with you, it may be like, it may mean that it may, another sign may be more, may more resonate with you. Gosh, there's a lot of energy that's going on at the moment that's around me, and it's like, this is the third take, and it's like, then they're starting rambling on about something else, and I'm like, what the heck? And it's like, I'm not talking about that, or, and there's something, and also there's something else, there's, and because it felt like it was going not off the rails or off stream. It's like, not, it's like, it was just interesting, and it's like, that it was like somebody was rambling on or babbling on. I'm like, I know, I'm not going to like talk about that. So there may be, and I'm feeling like I said, oh, what was that about? And it's like, there may be something that's coming up for you where somebody, I feel like maybe you're being drawn off track or distracted, or you're feeling that way from where on a journey where you're thinking, or you thought you were going to head down, or would have liked to have headed down a track or pathway a little while ago. But there's something coming up, and it may be feeling like you're a little bit stuck in a way in how you're going to get out of a situation, or wanting to move on in a certain direction. And it's like, I'm just hearing like there's a sense of stuckness as well for some of you, but it's like getting yourself out of that stuckness, doesn't necessarily, like what I'm hearing is not running the other way, or not causing a friction to try and get your own way. This is about, you're in this like, often when we're in this stuckness place, there's usually a real feeling about, stopping and taking, a look at the bigger picture about what is going on. So there could be a little bit of healing that's involved. There could be a little bit of changing, in the healing, and or like shifting your perspective around, or perception around something, yourself or someone else or a situation, in order for something to start to gain momentum again. And often it's like there is something, when in my own experience as well, it's usually something like that, and it's maybe you may be needing a bit of a break anyway, and maybe you're like resisting, you may be trying to like resist, resist something in the sense where you may be heading one way and it's not working, but it's, and it's maybe because you're needing to like look at shifting something. So it's not necessarily that you're going the wrong way as per se, but it may be how you're doing it, or what's, what's the thinking behind it, what's the action behind it. Is there action, or is there inaction, or something, whatever, or are you trying to control it, and it may be that for some of you it'll be whatever it is, but those are just examples where they're talking about where it could be for you. So I'm just seeing with this one is like bringing things into context here. There's connection here. And they're connecting with yourself. I feel like that isn't connecting to the universe, or connecting to your inner self and your higher self, but also your grounded self, as we're spirited, like, that finding that balance. So, and then the fragments. Okay. And then I feel like they're talking about, in some ways, it's like picking up the pieces of the puzzle, with that one. And it's like what you can see, and it's like not just in this one here, but in your mind's eye as well. It's in your mind's eye. It's like, I feel like she's guarding herself in some way, but she's putting her hand there. So, and where I'm seeing that, the eye there is like the heart, and it's like that's where the heart chakra is in your hand. So it's like, I feel like there's a sense of, in your mind's eye, it's like there's a sense of guarding something that you don't want to see or you do want to see, or but you're not quite sure what it is. So it's like you're looking at it from another angle, something from another angle, in order to, so there, because I feel like there's, for some of you, I've seen fragments coming flying at you, which is why you're using the hand to guard, but also to see things from another angle. Some of you, I feel like you maybe, those fragments may be coming from you. So you can, but like you're looking at things from another angle again, but through this hand, it's like, it's just it's interesting that they're talking about this. We'll see where that's going as we go along, but there's definitely something, going on there. So we're going to do a spread like very differently today. How I'm going to do that. So this is not how I normally do it, but they're talking about, there's something about changing it up as well, not just for me, but for you as well, Virgo. So it's kind of cool. Nothing like a bit of a change up, eh? Not always what we want sometimes, or what we're feeling like is going to come up, but it's, hey, there's something, I feel like there's something amazing. And even now, as I'm like looking at these cards as they're coming out, there is something moving here that is like moving quite quickly. Should you allow yourself to, take this mission. So, and looking with them, but also looking with out of you. So I'm hearing meditation is like really, will come in really handy. And meditation is not necessarily like, you have to sit there for hours, but it's really nice to just sit and be. And meditation is really about observing. It's like taking that time to sit and be and observe. Observe what you are thinking, observe what your body is saying to you, taking note of where your aches and pains are in your body, which is a lot like what yoga is about as well. It's like taking time to like connect with your body. And as with sports people, and a lot of them they're like, when they're looking at that, but we do that in other areas of our life too. So there's something about often we can go on that I was going to say the Ferris wheel, on that wheel, the mouse wheel, the exercise wheel, in that sense, the mouse exercise wheel. I'm going to call it the mouse wheel, but it's like you're just going around in circles all the time. We're just staying on track and not getting off it. So some of you, I feel like, are needing to get off it, and then I'm just starting to like speed it up now. It's like going faster and faster. It's like, whoa, hang on a minute. So slow the fuck down, I'm hearing with some of you. So slow down, and take a breath as well. So what I'm feeling like, there's like going back to here, this one here is like bringing things into context is what is actually really going on. Because I feel like some of you, there is something about the magician here, because this is the magician, and she is, she's like looking at her book, but she's looking around out as well as to, looking out. I'm hearing like what I'm seeing there, and I'm hearing is like she's looking out to see what else is out there. What else does she need to bring in order to, for something, for the recipe or the the concoction is, or the ingredients are to make something, make something happen or bring something together so the medicine or the spell, you could say, will work. So, but this is like you cooking up your own spell, and by doing that, cooking up your own spell, this is really bringing everything together and making it happen in your way. But when I'm saying making it, they're talking about not forcing it. There's a difference between making it happen, creating it, but there's, you can make it happen, but it's like the energy behind it will determine whether it's whether it's something that you're pushing or you're not, or whether you're going with the flow. Okay, that's where they're going. So anyway, there's something about, creating your magic, bringing things into context, and, making something, I keep wanting to say make something happen. Only you can make it happen, but it's like, and it's about you, and that when you get going, Spirit is saying, things start to happen, and just happens to roll, and you can conjure up anything. Money will come, or energy will come, or the right thing will come at the right time. But it's like sometimes it's like I feel there's that sense of force, or you're not stepping outside of off that wheel, or off a wheel, whatever that wheel is pertaining to for you. Or blocking you, or stopping that you're stopping yourself from doing. Anyway, there's the 9 of Pentacles in that, because whatever it is that there's there, it will bring you some sort of happiness, so or some sort of contentment and success, like something is coming together, or something has come together for some of you, others of you is like, I'm hearing like there's something is coming together this month, and but it depends on whether you're going to like bring things back into context and bring and like and allow yourself to go to to bring it together, basically, because that's what the 9 is about. Something is coming together, but it's whether you're going to let yourself bring it together in the way that it needs to be brought together. So then we have number 12 here, the Hanged Man in this deck. In this deck, it's like I really like these cards because it's like he's just jumped down this ravine, like it looks like on both sides, so it's like it's kind of cool, kind of scary, but there's actually a waterfall behind it, so and within this ravine. So but he's like looking at things from another perspective, like with the Hanged Man, and because he's upside down, but it's like when we turn things up the other way sometimes, and we will see it from another way. So whatever it is that you're going through or you're working through at the moment, it's like it is going to require about you looking at something from another point of view, to allow yourself to like let something flow or go in the flow of it. Connection. So this is really what I'm hearing about, is like making that connection with yourself. So I feel like most of you kind of do have a reasonably good connection to yourself, but I feel like even if you do, there's something about there's something about like increasing it, like or sitting back and just taking notice about what it is that you may be missing. That's where they're going from that. So there may be something that you're missing, something that you overlooked, something that you may be underlooked, and something that may be like there may be an influence from someone or something else as well. So that's out there, which and so you may have like in a way lost a little bit of that connection, and so it's like now bringing it back, coming back to you, and it may be like feeling a little bit like disheartened in a way, a little bit lost, because the Sun is here saying, to me it's like keeping that that inspiration. I'm hearing the word inspiration basically, and that hope in a way, but like the star of the star card here, because I'm feeling like in a way the star card and the Sun card are very similar or the same, but it's like finding that balance and to help lift your energy. Because I see when I'm talking about the star card, even though this is the Sun's card, and the Sun is a star too, but I'm seeing the star card, and some decks it has like these 7 stars around it. I can't remember which deck, maybe this one, which are symbolic of the chakras. So there's something about, bringing those into alignment as well. So I'm kind of feeling that with the Sun card as well. There's that sense of, inspiration, and they're like inspiring yourself and not just looking for inspiration outside of you, basically. Yes, that's fine. And I feel like it's now time to bring it together and to because I'm feeling, I just want to get just to fire it up and fire up your energy again. So I'm feeling like in the back of my, running at my back, like the Kundalini energy is like, it's almost like there's 2 things going on there, like the phoenix, the fire of the phoenix, coming through. So there's something old that's in the past that's like maybe upsetting you or upset you in a way that you haven't really this is not for all of you, remember, release something, okay? So if that's if that makes sense to you for some of you, but because here's the 4 of Cups, and which is meaning like in a way that's like I can see where they're going with that. So there may be, you still may be crying over spilt milk, or there may be, for some of you, yes, you still may be. Some of you, it's like you may be still doing that, but it may be not that long ago. So but it's actually some of you, it's like a long time ago, and it keeps coming up. So it's like breaking that pattern. So it's like, and connecting with yourself, whatever it is. You may have thought, oh yes, I've released that, or got to work through that, but sometimes like things come to visit us again because something has triggered it, and it's not a bad thing. It's like sometimes it's like, and that's how we know if it comes out, and how we respond to it, how we react to it. Are we going to deflect, or are we going to reflect? So this is where they're going with that one. So that's like, okay, so choosing, not letting your emotions get in the way of moving, but it's like visiting it, but connecting them with your intuition, and with this connection there, and and inspiring yourself as well. Yes, like they say, looking outside, but also remembering where you've come from to where where you are now. It's like there is that sense of success in a way, or into some degree where okay, you might not be quite where you feel like you need to be or want to be or desire to be, but it's like looking at not judging yourself too much and looking at that, actually, I've come a long way, blah, 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 whatever that is. So now it's like not letting whatever that is like, stop you, slow you, or take you back. Instead of like going like, because I feel like some of you have gone like 10 steps forward, and you've only gone, and used to be maybe 10 steps or 12, 13 back. But now it's like 10 steps forward and it's only, like 2 back or 3 back. Others of you, it's always only been like, say, 5 steps, and you've usually only gone back 2 or 3, but it's enough to like set you off track. So whatever it is for you is like, that's your gauge. But because we have the 10 of Pentacles here, and the 10 of Pentacles is talking about, there's something that, you're crossing the bridge, basically. You're nearly at home. You've got to a point where there's like a transition where you figured something out, and it's like, and it's whether it's like to do with family, finances, your health, and I was going to say health or wealth, but your energy levels as well. Is like whatever this is happening here, it's like what I'm hearing is like you're not necessarily needing or having to do it alone. There's somebody there. So it's like I feel like what the energy is talking about there is like letting somebody in, because you've got the 9 here, like something has come to you, like you've figured it out. There is a contentedness there. It's coming together, and it's like it's a really nice feeling. Now it's like whatever it is, it's like coming together. You can walk down that path or walk across that bridge, and the door is open. Look, that dragon is opening the door, the gate. So you've opened that gate to success, basically, or to the next step, to continue the success that you've been, that you've received, or you've received and or worked for, actually, yourself. Because it's like there's a combination of receive and worked for. So it's like when we open up that door, we allow ourselves to look at things and take that, make our magic, take that action. It's like things start to come together, just like magic, basically. But we've got to take action as well. So here we go, the fragments here. So I feel like, and on saying that, there is something, the kōrero before, what was spoken before, there is the sense of guardedness as well, but it's also, but I just feel like it's like things are starting to, the fragments are starting to see what it is for what it is. Now there's the 2 of Cups here, was like there's a beautiful friendship that's that's coming together. So there was like this one here, like I'm just really looking at this card here, like the red and the blue. She's in the blue now and he's in the red cape, but it's the other way around now. But there's something like a nice, partnership that's going there. It could be a loving one, a lover's one, but whatever it is, I feel like it's loving, and some of you it will be lovers, coming together and building that relationship. But it's like, I feel like on an emotional level, it's like there's a more of it's about you as well, building a really nice, loving, happier relationship with yourself, basically, and understanding that. I love how that dragon is sitting in there, like observing that, what is going on there. But some of you, I feel like it will be with somebody, like a partner is in a love relationship, but also some sort of collaboration as well. And but I feel like they're just wanting you. This is also, I feel like for some of you, a new sense of your intuition coming in. It's like I feel like things may be sparking up. It's like, wow, I just thought that. So and that's come in, or your intuition may be like really on point. So and you may be getting receiving a message or something that's coming in. The next minute it happens. So and you go along and do it or follow that, take action with it, and it's like, wow. Or you've just thought that and somebody turns up, or there's that sort of thing. There's all sorts of ways that happens. The Six of Pentacles, so there's something moving away from it, this Four of Cups really, and just, talking about with this Nine of Pentacles here, that something's coming to an end, but this process is like, there is definitely like something happening here where you may go a little bit, like we're talking about, 5 steps back, but this may come up again, but it's like, I don't feel like many of you will go too far back, because it's like there's more of an understanding now, and it's like, yeah, okay, and you're going to entertain it for a little bit and then move on, because the Six of Pentacles here is telling me, there's something about you're moving through some sort of hardship and hard times, and about, in the sense, not necessarily around money, financial stuff as well, but it could be that as well, or solely that. Could be more for some of you is around family. There may be something going on with the family, some, that is like shifting as well. So some sort of disruption there in some way, but there's definitely but there's something moving anyways that is allowing you, and whatever this is, it may be, a relationship from the past where you, maybe for some of you, I feel it may have something to do with a past relationship as you're going into, or you are in a different relationship, a new one, a blended family, whatever that is for you. It's like, but things are shifting in that sense. So it's like the Six of Pentacles is like you're seeing more energy. It's like the energy is shifting from the hardship side of things, where you've had to endure a certain amount of flack, you could say, feedback, which is not necessarily been all good, but some of it was okay. But it's like, I feel like you're pushing past that, and you're moving on into and taking steps to move away from that perspective or perception. It's like, so I'm just looking at these cobblestone rocks here. They're not, they're at a distance, but there is something like you're moving and you're watching your step. And you're taking the time out. So, and it's more towards, I feel like this is like your dreams rather than your nightmares, and it's not so much a fantasy. It's like, I feel like some of you may have let the fantasy go now, and realizing that actually that fantasy is actually could be a dream as well that can come true. It depends on the energy, like with everything, whether it's going to be that or not. So some people, you might have just said, oh, that's not going to work. And you maybe just think it's just a fantasy that's just that would happen in that way. But actually, it may actually turn out better than what you think if you let it, So, and for other things, because I feel like for some of you, that may have happened in the past, whether it's for a relationship or whether it's, something, a job or a business or something like that. But I feel like there is someone, that you might maybe attempted to do or something like that. But I feel like it's got to do with energy input and energy output, basically. And they also bring an energy side put as well down below. And it's like, how much energy we put into it as well. Were you really serious about this? And that, but for some of you, it's like you're seeing something from the past and you're bringing it into this now, which is why, they're talking about the Seven of Cups and going into the fantasy side of things. It doesn't, and looking more for on what you want to achieve, what you can achieve, but also it's like that desire, basically, and it's going for it as well, because it will happen. Because I feel like sometimes, and it takes 2 or 3 goes before we actually get it and actually take that time to commit to it. And sometimes we get in a way, it feels like we get pushed into it. Or we hit a wall and it's like, no, or the shit hits the fan and we got to make a change. So let's not necessarily we don't have to wait for that. And it's like that's like, sometimes there's that there's that saying where some people say that, the only way to learn is if we learn by our mistakes. Well, that's not the only way we can learn. And let's not necessarily have to wait till we make a mistake. So we can learn from the things that we do well. That we can learn from the things that we do correct, because it works out. But there's an extension of that learning as well. So we're learning new things that can help us keep learning well. if it doesn't work out, or we make a mistake or a different choice that kind of like, it's like, okay, we can learn from that as well. But we don't have to, it's not necessarily that that's the only way we can learn. And we don't have to be, just have to, like, that is that. It's like, so it's the, Spirit is saying, and I've learned that myself. It's like, because that was something that was, had, something that was a limiting belief in that way. So it's like, the people, there's that saying with how it's read in the Bible that money is the root of all evil, but it's not necessarily that. It's money, is at the root of all evil. It's not necessarily that as well. So money can be at the root of, evil, on saying that. So it's really on how we interpret it, or how we choose to look at that. So, and why are we going there in the first place? So it's really like, you know what I mean? So this is about, like, really, I feel like there's something in that, some way or form, that is like you starting to see and open up. So I feel like your intuition they're talking about is sharpening up, basically. So let's just use it. And so what I'm feeling with this, the intuition is like, I feel like you're just not, some of you are just not listening to your intuition, and you choose, that you get this really strong intuitive feeling going that way, but that's kind of scary. So you've gone on down and either not done it or gone chosen something else. That it's like, so in a way there's that sense of self-sabotage or sabotaging yourself. And maybe that there's that influence, somebody saying, oh, da 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 da, which is where they're going. It's like, well, actually, no, that didn't work last time. I think I'm going to make a different choice. I'm not going to look at it that way again. So there is something, this is where there's an emotional attachment to something, is where they're going that. So, looking into that. Wow. Anyway, I'm going to choose a card or shit. Oh, okay. No, I'm not going to actually choose a card. I was going to spread it out, but they come up. Okay, look at that. Number one, vision. Hold the vision of the dream that where you're wanting to go, what you're wanting to do, be, give, and have in your life. Hold those visions and bring it together. That's the bear. So in this deck, the bear is like in a cave and coming out of hibernation. So it's number one in this deck. So, and then the 0 is like in the kore of nothing. Nothing is kore, but there is that nothingness, and then there's with something from new, that something is new that is building out of the nothingness is coming out. So the bear comes out of this hibernation space in this cave, ready to come out and view the world, the world as it is, as he's coming out and see it as something new, basically, the new beginning to, in this new, where am they going with that? In this new season, basically. Okay, so that's where they're going with that. So he's come out of the cave and he's like, or out of where he's been hiding or hibernating, I should say. And he's like seeing in a way the world, or she's seeing the world, or that is new. It's like a new beginning, because it's something different, something changes, something has changed in that sense, something new. Okay, but seeing something from a new perspective, something from a different, it's like there is like that vision, because it's fitted, it's come through here. So there's a whole lot of possibilities, basically. It's all of how you see it. There you go. And then number 11 here is courage. So, there is some new beginnings there, in like 1 and 11. Gosh, courage, but, that's also about, in order to, gain that confidence that we're wanting, that we need to, or we're like some searching, whatever that is for you. In order to gain the courage, we need, the confidence, we need the courage to take the step first, which is like that bear is stepping outside of that cave. And that takes, I guess it's a bear, so it's like, it may be not that scary for a bear, but on saying that, it's like there's something new. You're stepping out into something new, out into the world, new, with a new beginning or a new vision or something like that. So it's like just having the courage to do that, basically. And then you'll gain your confidence. Awesome. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there for you now, Virgo. So this is like a really exciting month of movement, of shifts, of growth, of, of trial and error, basically, of research, of inspiration, and taking action, basically. So, and these cards are really amazing and really beautiful. So it's like, I feel like it is anyway. So it means, movement and shifts and new beginnings. Yay. If you choose to take this mission, like I say, or like they say. Anyway, like I said, we're going to leave that there with you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, but also in prosperity and abundance. Okay, bye for now, and we'll see you in next week. Yeah.